Before we discuss the words you see behind me, I want you to look at some images. Images from October last year, when there was a global backlash against France, large-scale protests against the French president for cracking down on extremism. Imams, preachers, some world leaders, they all said Emmanuel Macron was unfairly targeting an entire religion. They trolled him, they called him names, they questioned French morality, they labeled France as prejudiced and Islamophobic. We said this back then. There's a difference between fighting extremism and being Islamophobic. And if you make the two synonymous, you score a self-goal. Now, French Muslims have spoken, and I want to share their message with all of you. Two very simple but very significant statements. One, we must reject attempts to instrumentalize Islam for political ends. And two, mosques are not created to defend foreign regimes. These declarations are from a charter of principles adopted by Muslim leaders in France, but by the French Council of the Muslim Faith. It's called CFCM. It's a body that is the official interlocutor with the French state in the regulation of Islamic activities in France. Representatives of this council recently met President Emmanuel Macron in Paris. They arrived at the Élysée Palace after formally adopting this charter of principles requested by President Macron in November. He had urged the council to come up with this charter in a bid to eradicate sectarianism and extremism in France. So what exactly does the charter state? Besides the two declarations I've just mentioned, a host of other things. It reaffirms the compatibility of the Muslim faith with French values. It promotes secularism and commitment to French principles. It denounces the practices of female circumcision, forced marriage, virginity certificates for Muslim brides, and the practice of wearing veils among young Muslim girls. It also explicitly rejects any sort of racism or anti-Semitism. And lastly, it upholds the creation of a National Council of Imams. In a bid to remove imams being sent from Turkey, Morocco and Algeria, at least 9 federations of the French Council of the Muslim Faith have adopted this charter. Mohammed Moussaoui, the president of this council, has released an important statement which we've translated from French to English. Let me quote. "I'm against wearing the veil for little girls, but we cannot regulate everything with prohibitive laws. This debate on the evil risks polluting a real measure, that of allowing any child of the Republic to be educated in healthy conditions." The French Interior Minister has welcomed these remarks and this charter. He said, and I'm quoting again, "I salute the work started by the French Muslim Council, which clearly condemns political Islam. This is a very significant step forward for French Muslims and for the French Republic. Constitution above religion, all citizens equal by law. First, the French government drew this line. Now, French Muslims have upheld it. And those who tried misleading the world by labeling it as a war on Islam seem to be at a loss for words now." WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.